Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, it's the product sales team ready to talk to you about initial order step by step. We're going to wait another minute or so to let any people who aren't quite on get on. So we're going to have a minute of silence here and then we'll start our broadcast. Okay, everyone, it's 6:32 and I think we're going to get started. We've got the majority of our registered attendees. Well, a good portion of them have signed in. So we're going to start talking in a bit about the Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson Initial Order Step-by-Step webinar. On the call right now speaking is Marianne Grell in the New City office. Roberta Perego was just humming for us there in the Poughkeepsie office.
Here I am.
And then we've got Liz Favola happily answering questions in the Montgomery office. We might hear from her as we go along also. So here we're going to talk about the initial order step by step. And let's see if I can, there we go. So do check to see, can you hear us talking? If you can't, then please click on the hand icons that you'll see on the right of your screen. As we go along, we will stop periodically for questions. So if you have a question, type it into the box. As I said, Liz is going to be monitoring questions and she'll be able to answer as we go along, if that is, or we might delay answering your question till we get to the question screen if we know we're going to cover it during the time that we're presenting today. So first we're showing you here the new eBuddy login screen. It looks so different. It says Cookie Tech Portal, and that's because you can get to other things here in eBuddy. I'm sorry, on Little Brownie. But here you're going to log in, put your email address in here. If it remembers your password here, you put that in. And if you don't remember it, you can click Forgot Your Password, and eBuddy will take you, it will send you an email and help you set up a new password. This is the dashboard screen. Probably many of you are familiar with this. This is the Welcome to eBuddy. As you can see, I have lots of information all the way over on the right, the left-hand side. I've got lots of service units and troops. That is not what you're going to see. Thank goodness. You're only going to be handling whatever troops that you are responsible for, and that's what will show up here on the left side. Before we get into the actual putting your girl orders into eBuddy, we just wanted to talk for a little bit about casing up. Casing up is a verb that we've created specifically to ordering cookies. When you put in your order to eBuddy, eBuddy rounds up to full cases. So your order will arrive in full cases, and the cases are 12 boxes. There are a lot of options for what you can do with those boxes. You could use the extra boxes as, there are lots of options to do with extra boxes because you will probably get extra boxes. And those could be used at booth sales or goal getters. They could also be used to fill gift of caring orders, or the person who asks you for cookies, you're going to have extra boxes. You potentially have extra boxes left over that you can sell. So we call that casing up. And as I said, Roberta will show us later what that looks like and how to do that. So donations, we have two different ways you can use donations. Those These are our gift of caring boxes or donated cookies. The order card, the paper order card, has a column for donations. The troop should have decided which column and where you're going to donate the cookies, and you need to decide which column in eBuddy those cookies, those donations belong in. If you have extra boxes from rounding up, you can put enough donated boxes in the GFC column on the right to use the extra cookies, and the rest could go in the op-drop column. The op-drop column is cookies that you will not touch. Those cookies are ordered, the troop is charged for those cookies, and they go directly to the op-drop effort. So troops pay for those, but they never handle or see those cookies unless they're there to ship the cookies out on the day that we do the load-in of cookies. You should use the GFC column. As I said, you can, if you want the cookies to come to you as physical boxes that you're going to donate, or you're using your extras for the donations, use the G of C column. And I'm going to switch to Roberta.
I didn't get the message. Oh, they're back to you, right?
Did it go back to me?
Yeah.
Okay, you should.
I'm not getting the message. Oh, no.
We're so good at technology.
Yeah. You did. Let me click change presenter. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
And everybody can see my grandkids.
Now we can.
Yeah, we'll fix that. Okay. Okay, we're there. Hallelujah. Okay, so we're going to, oops, that's not the right screen though, Roberta. You messed up here. Okay, so this is the demo site. That's why it says demo all over the place. So we've gone to this troop's initial order screen, and you can see there are a couple of orders in there already. Kiana has a huge order in there. Kayla has a big order in there. Kiana, here's an example of the donated cookies. All of Kiana's donated cookies are going to OpDrop. So these 272 boxes, this troop, if I'm the troop leader, I'm never going to see those or touch them. They're going to be recorded in eBuddy under Operation Cookie Drop. And at the end of the sale, we are going to look at that number, and we pull those cookies from what's left in our warehouses, and we have them sent to the load-in site in Valhalla. So that's all taken care of for you. Kayla has 144 boxes that were put in the gift of caring column. So this troop is going to donate some of its donated cookies to a food pantry. And so we've put some in the OpDrop column to go to Operation Cookie Drop, and some in the gift of caring column that we are going to handle, and we will physically bring those to the food pantry when the time comes. Now Amy's order's not in yet, so I'm going to show you how you're going to put an order in for a girl. So you click on the girl's name, and you get this little orangey color strip here, and you get these little boxes at the bottom that are kind of orangey pink. And that's where you're going to put in the number of boxes of each variety that this girl is ordering. So I'm going to put 10 boxes of Savannah Smiles. I tab to the trefoil and put that in. I tab to Do-Si-Do, put that number in. Samoas, tags, mints, s'mores, Toffee-tastics. And this girl has no donated boxes, so that will remain a 0. So I've entered everything. I'm going to click on OK. And then I'm going to click on Save. That's really important. You have to save the order when you've put it in. You can do that as many times as you want. So as you saw, these two girls' orders were already in, and now I've added this one. So you can put the orders in as you receive them and click on Save. You might want to wait to submit your order until maybe the 14th or the evening of the 13th. They're due by noon on the 15th. So you definitely want to get it in on time. But if I submitted this right now, I might be contacted by one of these girls in the next couple days saying, oh my gosh, I forgot my neighbor down the street and she just called and wants to order some cookies. Can I still add them? Well, if you haven't submitted yet, then you can still add it. So you want to wait to submit until close to the deadline date to be sure that you're going to catch any of those orders. So once they're all in, I would hit submit, and now my order has been sent. You can ignore this. Please go to your delivery tab. You will get that message. We will not have the delivery times set and dates ready yet, so you can ignore that message until you're told by your service unit cookie chair that it's time to sign up for a delivery spot or delivery time for your cookies. Your service unit cookie chair will let you know where that delivery is going to be and what time, what day, where, and then you'll go in and sign up for a time for it in eBuddy, but they'll let you know that. Once you've submitted, you don't see that save box anymore. So if you don't see that save box, it means that you submitted. You might have submitted by mistake, but you submitted. If it should happen that you do that and it's not the 15th yet, you can contact your service unit cookie chair and they will be able to unsubmit your order so that you can add to it if that's necessary. So let's look at what this looks like now. You might be asking, what does this imported line mean? I cannot answer that question. Marianne, do you know what that means?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. We never use it.
Right, so ignore it because we don't know what it's for and we don't use it. And I suspect since it says imported that it would be bringing in orders from somewhere else and that you don't type into it. So ignore that one. Other. Now, other can be used, but you don't have to use it. eBuddy already rounds up to full cases, so there's no need to go in and balance your cases so that you have nothing left here. It's fine to have something left here. But let's look at what's left here. We have 144 boxes that we're going to need for Gift of Caring. These are the boxes that each girl ordered. These are the total of the boxes that each girl ordered. Now, eBuddy rounds up to full cases. So here's the line that tells you how many cases you're going to get. So I have 118 Savannah Smiles. That's going to be 10 cases. In 10 cases, there's 120 because remember, there's 12 boxes to a case. So I'm going to have 2 boxes of Savannah Smiles left over. Trefoils, I needed 200 boxes. I'm getting 17 cases, and I'm going to have 4 left over. So that's how you read this. This is the number of boxes that were ordered by the girls. This is the number of cases that you're getting, and this is how much you're going to have left from those cases. So now if you look over here, this is how much you need for Gift of Caring. It has a minus sign. It just means that you haven't really ordered those cookies because this column does not get ordered. Only these columns, are the ones that get ordered. Only the variety columns. So you need 144 boxes for your Gift of Caring. If you add all of these extra boxes up and subtract them from 144, you'll still need 90 boxes. So that means that you had 54 boxes if you add all of these up. So you've got 54 boxes towards this 144, but you need 90 more. So how do you get those 90? Well, There's a few ways. You can order them from a cupboard, as you would a go-getter order. If you have booth sales, and after your last booth sale you have cookies left over, those can be counted toward this 144. You may actually use these to fulfill go-getter orders before you need your gift of caring cookies. Or you can order some on the other line if you want to. I'm not a big fan of doing that because I think that, and most people wouldn't have this many boxes. Well, no, I guess that you could have 50 some boxes left over. But I'm not a big fan of doing that because it can be confusing, and because you probably can use these boxes, and then just in the end, when it's time for you to deliver your gift of caring, that's when you need to see what you have in your hands and what you need to get from a cupboard. But if you wanted to order something on that line, you could do it. Let's say you're not planning to do a booth sale and you still need those 90 and you don't want to go to a cupboard to pick them up. Then you could click on the other line and you get those same boxes and you could put the order in there. And remember, if you want a case, it's 12 boxes. So that's what you would put in there.
Roberta, I just want to notice, to read this note on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It says what you just said, but eBuddy's telling people this troop.
Mm-hmm.
When people order name varieties like Thin Mints, they appear in your order automatically. It just totals as you go along if you're adding to Thin Mints. Rounding up to cases gives you a few extras for GFC, but even with rounding, you need 90 more. So I'm just reading that because it's helpful. eBuddy is doing a lot of your thinking for you, and it's good to keep aware of all these different things that eBuddy might be telling you. As Roberta just said, the last line says you may use the other row to order more packages to offset this deficit.
Right. Now we also have this booth line. So yes, you can order your booth sale cookies in eBuddy to come with your initial order if that's what you want to do. You need to keep a few things in mind. The first thing is you don't know when you're getting your order, and you won't know in time before you submit this order. So you could get your cookies the first day, which is April 6th, but you might not get them until the last day, which is April 14th. So that pretty much eliminates doing a booth sale the first 2 weekends in April. So if you were planning to do one then, you need to order those cookies from a cupboard because you'll be able to pick them up on April 5th. The other thing is, you need to make sure that you have enough vehicles to bring all these cookies back with you. And if you're going to order 25 or 30 cases of cookies for a booth sale on top of your initial order, it just might be more cookies than you can handle. But you can do it. So if you want to do a booth sale that first weekend of April, order them from a cupboard. If you're not going to do it until the end of April, then you might want to order them here. Do remember that whatever you order here or from the cupboards, nothing can be returned. So, just be aware of that, because if you decide to order from a cupboard for a sale early in April and you end up having a lot of cookies left over and you've already ordered in here for your booth sale, you might have more cookies than you really want to deal with. So several things to keep in mind, but you can order from here. And if you live far away from a cupboard, that just might be what you want to do. So let's go to another troop and see what it looks like, because I submitted that one already. Oh wait, I didn't have an edit. So I'm going to say okay. So I'm going to real quickly just put in the small orders for these girls. Remember to save. Okay, so now, oh, let's see. I'm going to do a booth sale order, and I'm not going to get Savannah Smiles. Oh, maybe I will. I'll get one of them. I'll get 2 trefoils and 2 do-si-dos and 4 Samoas and 3 tagalongs and 5 mints and 2 s'mores and 1 toffee-tastic. Okay, save. Okay, so I needed 19 cookies, 19 boxes, which included the case that I ordered here for the booth sale. So these numbers are going to include the numbers that are on the booth sale line. So they're not going to be totally reflective of just what the girls ordered. But you see, here's the extras too, from rounding up to full cases. And there's no gift of caring. So in this case, I would have an extra 50 boxes of cookies that I need to do something with. So I might add them to this booth sale, or I might use them for go-getter cookies, or for digital cookie in-person orders that have come in after initial order. And we're going to talk a little bit more about digital cookie in a minute. So now that we've ordered the cookies, where are we going, Marianne? Oh, we're going to digital.
Roberta, while we're on this screen, I just want to point out that this troop was ordering cookies for a booth sale. And those were, you put in full cases. So you don't, when you're on initial order, those numbers are boxes. So she wanted 1 case of the Savannah Smiles, so that's 12. Those are, any case order is going to be in a division of 12. So that's what you got there. The first one's 1 case, the next is 2 cases. Do-si-dos, 2 cases. The next, some more Samoas, one of the most popular, that's 4 cases. So when you're ordering cases, do it in divisions of 12.
Right.
Sorry, that was a question that came across, so I just thought I'd say that now.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, so I think we're going back to you, Marianne.
Yeah, we are, because I'm going to talk a little bit about digital cookie. We're going to come back to some of these eBuddy screens so that we can see some live stuff that we all want to see. And Roberta, you're going to switch the screen back for me.
Did it the wrong way. Yes. You might have to share your screen again.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, let's see. I think
did I send it back to? Oh, there we go.
There we go. So now I'm just going to click through it for screens. So digital cookie, we've been talking to people a lot this week about what a person does with their digital cookie orders. So there are 3 things a customer could do with digital cookie, or a customer could choose in digital cookie. They could choose to donate. They could, and they can also do combinations of these, but they could donate, they could ship cookies to themselves, they could pay for that, or they can choose to have girl in-person delivery. So donated and shipped orders feed directly into eBuddy. You can see those on the girl order screen. I think we'll look at that later on so we can see that live in some troops' actual numbers. But in-person delivery orders only show in eBuddy on the girl orders screen, and they show as dollar amounts. In-person cookies are the only things from digital cookie that you have to enter into eBuddy in initial order. So on this, what we've just been showing you is initial order screen. You've got to order the cookies that have to come for girls to deliver in the initial order. You're going to add any digital cookies in-person boxes to a girl's paper order. I'm saying you're going to. Really, the family should have told you on line 63 of the order card what they need for in-person delivery. But those in-person delivery items have to be included in initial order so that you get them at the time of the service unit delivery, that those cookies they need for in-person delivery come on the truck. How do I know? Families keep asking us, how do I know what I need for in-person delivery? Well, here is a screen from Digital Cookie from a girl's site. And over here is Digital Cookie orders to be delivered in person. That's on number 2. You would click this button to select all. The check mark fills in then. And when you click export, you get an Excel spreadsheet of all the kinds of cookies that the girl needs to deliver to her customers. You have to add those up. You can, if you're good with Excel, you can highlight the columns and just have auto sum, or you can add them up yourself in your own brain. But that's what the screen looks like, and that's where a family would get the totals they need to provide to the troop to make sure that their in-person boxes come on the delivery day. And I'm going back to you, Roberta.
And we're going to questions, actually.
Okay, we're going to questions. I think Liz will be talking.
Can we go over on the initial order tab, the booth line? Do they have to order in single packages, or do they have to order in cases on the booth line?
I believe they can order in individual packages. So do you want me to go back and
Yes.
change them from full cases? Okay, then you need to switch it back to me, Marian.
Okay.
I'm not getting the message. Did you select me?
Okay.
Or do
I did it. Let's see. Let's see.
Maybe I need to do it.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, doesn't everybody just love this? And there's my grandkids again. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to change this. You can all see this, right, Marian?
Yes, yes.
All right, so let's try 8 and 10 and 15 and 21 and 30 and 49 and 15 and 9. Yes, you can order in boxes for the booth sale. It worked. It's going to round up to 4 cases, of course. It'll add the totals. So we had 7 and 8 was 15, and it gave us 2 cases, so we have 9 left over. So yes, you can do that. Okay. Let's look at other questions.
I've been answering a lot of them, but I'm trying to keep reading.
Okay, I see a question about, can you explain GOC more? I missed the first few minutes and I'm completely confused what we do with excess boxes since the orders round up to 4 pieces. Even if we only need 10 boxes, are we responsible for payment? Yes, you are responsible to pay for all of the cookies that you receive in your initial order. So if you end up with a surplus because you only need 10 for gift of caring and you've got 30 boxes left over, then you have 20 boxes that you need to sell some way, somehow. Do remember that you can take whatever boxes you want to use for that gift of caring. So you might want to see first if you can sell some boxes. I don't know if this was said before. I don't think so. I think I'm thinking of another webinar. But oftentimes when the girls are delivering the cookies, a customer will ask if they can get more. You know, you order cookies in February and they're not coming till April. And as a customer, you might think, well, I don't know if I'm going to have more than $20 to pay when they deliver these, so I'm only going to order 5 boxes. And then when the cookies come, I go, wait, I only ordered 2 boxes of mints. They're my favorite. Do you have any more? Can I get another box? So it's not a bad idea if you have extra cookies to let your girls know. And then if they have customers that want more, they can get them from you and sell them. You can also use them as at a booth sale, or for other goal-getter orders, or those in-person orders that come in after initial order, because customers have until May 1st to order cookies for in-person delivery. So chances are you're going to be able to move those boxes out.
Someone's asking, if you're not doing a booth sale but just ordering boxes for what the girls sold, will I need to take and pay for the leftover boxes because they are rounded off? The answer is yes. The troop order comes in cases, and you're paying for the cases. That you're paying the first sweep is May 1st.
Third.
Sorry.
Somebody is mentioning the blue chart on the dashboard. If you scroll down on your dashboard, if you had girls that had in-person orders, there is a chart there. It says for reference only. And that does show you what each girl has for in-person cookie delivery. So that's another way that you can see it. And that is what the parents should be entering on line 63 of the girls' order card.
I'm going to go in here and say, someone asked, what if the girls don't have any, if girls did not participate online? That's no problem. You just take your paper orders and enter them the way Roberta already demonstrated. Just click on the girls and fill in the boxes, click OK, save. It's fine.
Right.
I also want to mention that this is not the only place to order booth cookies. The cupboard tab will, the transaction tab will be open in probably a couple of weeks, and you can place an order in the cupboard that's most convenient for you at a time, and get those cookies at a time that's convenient for you. Use the transactions tab, and information about those kinds of things are on page 15 of the Troop Cookie Book, How to Order Booth Cookies.
And somebody's asking, and it just went away, when you enter cookies in eBuddy, do you include donated cookies? You don't include donated cookies that were in Digital Cookie. The only thing you enter from Digital Cookie are the actual boxes that are going to be delivered to a customer by a girl.
Someone's asking about digital connected to eBuddy. I would like to show the girl orders tab, but we'd have to show a live eBuddy, not the demo.
Well, when we go back into eBuddy, I can go into last year's eBuddy. I think
Okay.
that would be better because we know that we have those things in there.
Okay, because we'll show that. A few people have asked about what is showing in girl orders and why they're not showing in initial order.
Okay.
And, okay. When do the cupboards open for April booth sales? Oh, Liz answered April 5th.
Okay, somebody has put an example here, and it's a good example of clarifying for girls who did both digital in-person delivery and traditional sales on the order card. So let's say a girl had 10 mints in her digital in-person orders and 15 mints on her order card. The total mints that she needs is 25. That's correct.
When entering donated boxes in eBuddy, we don't include the ones donated through Digital Cookie. That's correct. Digital Cookie already told eBuddy your donations from Digital Cookie and the shipped boxes from Digital Cookie. What eBuddy does not know is what kinds of cookies the girl has sold for in-person delivery through digital. So those boxes are the boxes that have to be added into your initial order. If we have leftover boxes and the parents buy them, can we donate them to GOC? Where do they get dropped off? If you have leftover boxes and the parents decide they want to donate them, yes, you can donate them to Gift of Caring. You can donate them locally. You can donate them to OpDrop. If you were going to OpDrop late in May, you can bring them to a regional office, or you can take them to a local hero or a local community center that you know could use those boxes.
Yes. Oh, never mind. That was answered. Never mind.
What do you do if the girl only participated in digital cooking and does not have any cookies on the form? Well, if she participated only in digital cookie, that's great. If, just like all the other times I said it, donated boxes you don't have to record. You don't have to record shipped boxes, but you do have to enter any boxes she sold for in-person delivery. How do you get a copy of the Troop Cookie Book? You can go to the girlscoutshh.org website and go to the cookie page, and you'll find that in forms. They were given out with cookie materials. It's a small, an 8.5 by 11 size little manual.
Okay. Are we ready to go back in and look at those digital cookie orders?
I think so. There's a lot of questions about digital cookie.
Okay. So, okay, why can't I see this? No, that's not what I want. So, somebody who's on the call gave me her troop number and said, oh dear, that we could use her troop. I just have to get there.
Right, because you're in the demo.
Yeah, so I have to go into regular eBuddy. Are you seeing all this that I'm...
Yes.
Okay.
We see Cookie Check Portal.
All righty. You know, it's like talking on the phone only to find out 5 minutes later that the call was dropped and you've been talking and nobody heard what you were saying. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go to the girl orders screen. First, let's go to transactions. If you go to your transaction screen, you'll see also a lot of digital cookie orders. They don't tell you whether they're delivered or donated or shipped. It just says that shows you that there's an order there. And C111 is what we call the digital cookie cupboard. It's just something that had to be done in eBuddy so all the numbers would jive. So don't worry about them. In Girl Orders, if we click, let's click on Adelaide and see what she's, oh my goodness, Adelaide, you have a lot of digital cookie orders. Okay, so when you see DOC, DLVR, that's an order that she has to deliver. That's an in-person delivery order. And as you can see, there's no cookies marked in here because those are going to be part of her initial order. If they were listed here and then you put them on initial order, you'd be ordering them twice, and we don't want that to happen. But you can see that somebody has paid $36 for these unknown cookies, and so the balance due from her is really nothing. It's a minus 36. Okay? This one was a shipped order. So here we're going to see cookies. We have 2 cookies that are other because these show up as other. They're either under cookie other, which is the $4 cookies, or special other, which is the $5 cookies. So this was for 4 boxes. It totaled $18. It was paid for at $18, and there's a zero balance. This doesn't show as zero because of the fact that there's no cookies to balance out this amount of money. So think of a balance sheet. There's money, but we don't know what it was used for yet. We will once that initial order gets put in, and then it will show what she really owes. Okay, here's another shipped one. You see the boxes of cookies and the money. Here's another delivered one. So they're all zeros, but it's worth $16. There's a donated one. That one you see, it's for OpDrop, and it's $8. Now, if we go to her dashboard, and we scroll down, once it gets all settled, we're going to see here DOC, Girl Delivery Orders, and we're going to see Adelaide's. And this is the total of all of her delivered orders. This is how many boxes she needs. So altogether, she has 74 packages. Those are the varieties. This is what would go on line 63 of her initial order card. Now, I've been told by several leaders and Troop Cookie Chairs that the parents are not turning in the order card, that they're sending an email or a spreadsheet saying this is how many cookies we need for our initial order. If that's how your troop is handling initial order, and you see that there are girls here that have in-person delivery, you need to contact that parent and ask them if they included these cookies in the totals that they gave you. If they say no, you just add them in. If they say yes, then you don't have to do anything. Okay, now once, I'm going to go back to last year. And let's look at the girl order screen after they've had initial order and all that kind of stuff. Just takes a minute or two. Okay, so remember, this is last year, so this is all finished. This is a finished product here once we get to it. Okay, so let's look at Sarah, because I know she had online orders. And you can see on this page, she had OpDrop, she had Cookie Initial, so that was her initial order. She had 59 booth sale cookies. She had 9 cookie others, so that would have been online. She had 28 special initial. So in her initial order, she had 28 $5 boxes and 264 $4 boxes. And then she had 21 Gift of Caring. When we look at her, in her girl order screen, we see all of these DOC, delivered, donated, delivered. She had none shipped there. They came in before initial order. Here's her initial order. It says locked, and that's just because you can't change initial order once it goes through. And then here's a couple more ship ones that she got in after initial order. So that's what it all looks like once you're finished with it. Okay, is there anything else that we need to look at?
I think since you're here, would you click on the sales report and just show that people also get credit for the money paid through digital is credited to the troop. It doesn't go into the troop account, but the council knows this much has been paid on your troop's behalf, and this shows in this troop the credit given to the troop for all the digital orders that they've had, and that's taken into consideration when the council is balancing out what the troop owes.
Mm-hmm. Here's the ACHs for this troop, and this was something that was paid in the shop, probably for some of the go-getter cookies. I'm not sure what those other ones are, but I'm sure the troop does. And then on this side are the packages that were received. Anything from Cupboard 111 was a digital cookie order. Packages that were received. This was cupboard order in here. And somewhere there's their initial order. Oh, here's their initial order, 1,140. So what eBuddy does, it adds up all the packages that you've received, how many were digital, how many were for charity, so that would be GOC and Off Drop, and then your total sales, and this is your proceeds. So they figured all the boxes you sold times the 70 cents a box or the 75 if you reach that level, and that's deducted from what your total troop sales were. So that means that out of all that money, this is how much comes to the council, the $6,000, which gets transferred over to this column. And the payments that were made get deducted, and that's how much payments were made, and so they didn't owe any money. If there's a balance here that is a positive number, that means that you still owe money. If it's a negative number, it means that somehow you overpaid, which shouldn't happen, but okay. Anything else? Oh, this is where it shows you what your, and this was confusing to me because they changed it last year. So here's your troop proceeds. This was 70 cents. But if you have a tiered rate here of 5 cents, that means that this troop earned 75 cents a box. This 81.60 is the additional they earned because of the 5 cents. That's a little tricky to read. Little Brownie had to explain that to me last year because I couldn't figure it out. Anything else?
Separate from this, a few people have asked about March booth. People who have had March booths want to know how to credit their girls, and I'm answering that by saying that right now you can't use the girl orders tab, which is where you will do that later in the game. We have to move all the preseason cookies that were ordered and picked up and sold during the March booth time. Those have to be loaded over into the regular season so that the girls can get credit for all that they've sold. And March booths are not part of initial order, so they don't get moved over till a little bit later. But you'll be able to do it in a couple of weeks after we've placed the initial order. We are not ready to do that yet. It's not open for you to do that yet.
And when that happens, what you'll see on the girl orders screen, you'll see the girl totals are here. This is how many cookies have been assigned to the girls and what your troop order was. So in the end, you should have a 0 down here. Your troop order, which is all the cookies you got from any source, a cupboard, initial order, online, is here. If you have a balance here, which you will when you first see it, those are the extra cookies that haven't been assigned to a girl yet. So those would be reflective of your extras from rounding up and any booth sales that you've done. So what you're going to do is click on a girl's name, just like you would for initial order almost, and you're going to click add a transaction, and it might not work now because this, oh, it did. This was last year. So down here, you might want to put what the booth sale was. And then you could put the number under cookie booth. You would put the number of cookies that you're assigning to her. And then you would click OK and save.
We will have a webinar on wrapping up cookies and making sure girls get enough information, get credit for all the boxes sold, that will happen in May.
Okay. Anything else while we're here?
Well, we have a few questions related to the sales report. Some people are asking about what if our troop earns 75 cents per box. I think we will talk about that in a little bit. ACH that Roberta mentioned before is the automated clearinghouse, and it's like how many of us pay our cable bills or our utility bills, that the council has a record of your troop account, and it should, hopefully everyone has all their papers in order with finance so that their initial order will be placed. You have to have a troop account on file with an authorization for the troops council to sweep your account with an ACH for the amount owed to council for cookies. So ACH stands for the sweeping of the account for what's owed. I think we can move on.
Okay. I'm going to go back to our demo site. And I think,
We're going to rewards.
yes. And so, oops. We did that one, right?
Yes,
Ooh,
you're on 13. You should be on 13.
I know, but it's not.
Oh,
Why is it not leaving? Because I'm not on slideshow? There we go. Maybe.
okay.
Oh,
Okay, you're good. Keep going.
okay. Okay. So do you want to talk, Marianne?
Sure. The girl rewards, there's two different times that we do girl rewards. The initial order rewards are those earned for cookies sold through March 9th. So our initial order that we're placing on March 15th, whatever girls have sold during that period might earn some rewards. And on the order card all the way to the left in lavender are the initial order rewards. And girls who sold 110 boxes, 150 boxes, 175 boxes during initial order will earn rewards. And Roberta will show us how you will submit the rewards order for the initial order. So the boxes that you enter now for a girl count toward initial order rewards. The boxes sold after March 9th count toward the final rewards. And this year we've included patches on many levels, and all of those patches are part of final rewards. So we're going to look at how to order the initial order rewards.
Okay. Okay. So let's go back. This is the demo. So let's go back to 49999. Okay, so this is the troop that we worked with before, that where one girl had a tremendous order and the others weren't bad either. So when you submit your initial order for cookies, you also have to submit your initial rewards order. So to do that, you're going to click on the rewards tab and you're going to click on fill out. So see, this says initial rewards. This is final. We're going to do that in May at the end of the sale. Right now we want initial. We're going to click on fill out. And you can see here that this troop, AME, is going to receive 2 rewards, Kayla 4 and Kiana 4. The troop is going to receive a total of 3 lap boards, 3 Shine Bright cases, and 2 Paws Off journal and pens. We can see what each girl's going to get by clicking on her name. So Kiana gets the lap board, the Shine Bright case, and the journal and pen. You don't have to click submit girl order because you're going to submit the whole troop. We can look at Kayla, and she's getting all 3 items too. And then you will look at Amy. Her total sales were 162. So she reached the 110 and the 150 level. So she's getting both of those, the Lapboard and the Shine Bright case. This is probably a good time to mention that all of the rewards are cumulative. So you get every reward up to and including the highest level that you reach. It's not a question that if you reach 175, you're only getting that reward. No, you're getting the 110, the 150, and the 175. And the same is true with the final orders. So some kids are going to earn a lot of stuff. Okay, so now that you've looked at all this, and this looks right to you, you're going to click Submit Reward Order. This one is easy. The final is more complicated because you have to make choices because almost every level offers a choice of Do-Si-Do. So for that one, you're going to have to make choices. So you want to find out ahead of time what each girl would want if she reached a certain level. If I were a leader right now and I got the initial rewards in, I would look at what my girls sold. And I would probably say to Amy, who sold 162, I'd probably say to her, you know what, you are probably going to reach the 200 level. So if you reach that level, what would you like? And that way I'm going to know when her goal-getter orders and her booth cookies get counted and she's got 220 boxes, I'm going to know whether she wants that umbrella or whether she wants the Do-Si-Do. But that's later. That's in May. And as Marianne said, we will be having a webinar on that as well in the future. Okay, so, oops, did I submit the troop order? No. Submit the reward order, and then you're done with that.
So if you wanted to, Roberta, you could click on a girl name and just that would show you what the girl is getting.
Right.
Now that that's submitted.
Right.
So that would help you count
Right.
at the end of the sale.
Right. You can also do a report. If you click on Girl Report, what it's going to do is give you a little thing here to open a report, and you're going to get an Excel spreadsheet that's going to show the girl's name, her ID, what she sold, and what she gets. Now, this is pretty readable for initial order. When it's final order, this thing goes way, 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 way over to the right. It's not as easy to read. So it might be easier to just click on each girl, as Marianne said, and see what she earns. But that's important that you submit that initial rewards order. It has to be submitted, as does your initial cookie order.
And the initial order rewards come early in the season. They should come around the time that the cookies come to you. So be in touch with your cookie chair because she probably will have rewards for you in April.
Right. Okay. Now, where was that other? I was going to look at this troop. Okay. So here's this other troop that we played with. They didn't sell as much. So Laura, she didn't receive any rewards. So this is very possible. You may have a lot of girls who didn't receive any reward because they didn't reach 110. And this is what I get when I pull her up. She sold 46 boxes. The other girl, Cindy, gets 2 rewards. So she gets the Lapboard and the Shine Bright case. She sold 152. Okay. And I think, do we need anything else in here, or are we going back to?
I'm just going to say here that on March 15th, this Friday, by noon, your initial order for cookies should be, you submit. That's the deadline for that. It's also the deadline for your initial order rewards. So after you put your cookies in and you've submitted, you can go over to this rewards tab and click what Roberta showed us, that you're going to Fill out is the button you're going to push. Can you just click the rewards tab again, Roberta, so we can just look at that for a second? You're going to click fill out, and then it will lead you along on what things you're going to choose and just submit or rewards order. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can go over to me.
Yes. That might have sent it to me. Did you get?
Or you can just click. You can just click to the troop bonus slide. I don't have it.
Okay. Let's see where we are. I think I have to put it in slideshow. And then there we
go. Thank you. So some people asked about how do you get 75 cents? And this year we have a troop bonus that troops who reach a PGA, a per girl average on initial order of 110 boxes, earn 5 more cents per box. And that 5 cents more per box is for every box the troop sells during this year's sale. And all troops are eligible. So how do I get my per girl average? Well, actually, in eBuddy, if you go to your sales report, you can look up at the top on the right. There is an accounting of your PGA on initial order. You could do that, or you can just divide your boxes by however many girls are selling. So the PGA is based on girls selling, and you divide it and see if your average is 110 or more. It likely is. And then you'd be getting 5 cents more a box. This is probably a place to mention there was a membership bonus this year that is separate from eBuddy, separate from product sales, but some people earn 5 cents more, and that will happen. You will see that through an ACH that will come later in the season. You will not see it in eBuddy.
And that's an ACH that's going to credit your bank account. So
Thank you. Yes, it's a plus, not a minus.
Plus, not a minus, right. Okay, next screen.
Okay, I also wanted to mention, and Roberta talked about some of this already, but when you finish your initial order and you submit, you're going to see a pop-up that tells you to select a delivery time. Please ignore that. Our delivery is not the same as what eBuddy is set up for. So you will get a notice from your service unit cookie chair, maybe even from eBuddy, to tell you that the delivery tab is set up and that troops can go ahead and make an appointment. Troops should choose a time to pick up at the service unit delivery. When you make your appointment, it's very convenient because when you confirm the appointment, eBuddy gives you a little message to tell you how many vehicles you need, different sizes, what fits in each kind of car. So that's helpful. Troops must pick up on delivery day. If you can't pick up that day, then you're going to have to go to the warehouse to pick up the cookies. And both warehouses for cookies are likely an hour away from you. So do find someone in the troop. If you can't pick up, find someone else in the troop who's responsible for the pickup, and that they will count all the cookies as you should. When you go to delivery, always count your boxes before you drive away, because you can't fix it afterwards.
Yes, and I'll reiterate, please, please, please get somebody to pick up those cookies. You know they're going to be delivered between the 6th and the 14th of April. So those weekends are not good times to plan for your troop to go camping or things like that if you can possibly help it. But please do find somebody who can pick up, because going to the warehouse will not be fun for you. Depending on where you live, and it's not fun for the warehouse, and it's not fun for us. We have to make an appointment. You have to work through us. We have to contact the warehouse and ask them when it's convenient for them to have you coming to pick up those cookies. It will be during daytime hours, I think
Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday, 8 to 4, and they generally close for an hour for lunch, somewhere 12 to 1, 12:30 to 1:30. So you have to go when they're open and when they can have you come. So you really don't want to do that. You cannot pick them up from our cupboards. These cookies are counted and accounted for in different ways. And so they're part of initial order. They're what go to the warehouse. The warehouse is responsible for delivering all those cookies. And if you are not there to pick up your cookies and no one from your troop is, and they go back to the warehouse, we can't give them to you from our cupboards. It just won't work. So you have to go and pick them up there. So that's what I have to say about that.
Thank you. You can go to the next screen. Are you going to talk about Cookie Exchange?
Yeah.
Or am I?
Oops. You talk about it and then I'll go in and show it.
Okay. So this year, eBuddy added a feature for your troop's convenience. You can use this tab called Cookie Exchange to list what cookies you have as extras. Other troops in your service unit can see your list with your troop's contact info. So if a troop needs extra boxes, they can get them within their service unit if they choose to. If a troop gives some of their cookies to another troop, they should update their counts. This feature will be especially helpful for cookie chairs or leaders to have cookie inventory available to them on their phones. So this Cookie Exchange, we'll see it in a minute, is like having, I call it a digital scratch pad. You might have those extras that we saw at the bottom of the screen before that Roberta showed us, and you can list them in Cookie Exchange if you do not have plans to sell them, so that if another troop were wanting to have a booth sale or they have goal-getter sales, you can get cookies from another troop right in your own service unit. And then we can transfer, the troop can transfer those cookies from their inventory to the other troop's inventory, thereby shifting the responsibility for the money to the other troop who took the cookies.
And the credit for selling them will go to the girls in the troop that took the cookies.
That's right. Those additional boxes will move over to the other troop, and those boxes will be there to credit the other girl who sold those cookies. So this is a manually maintained feature. You put your numbers in, and then you update them.
Okay, so let's look at it. So this is the troop I'm in. These are.
And you already put those in? You put those numbers in?
So
okay.
When you open this up, these will all be blanks. But I put in some numbers. So I have 2 trefoils and 2 do-si-dos and 2 tags and some more that are available for another troop to take. And when you fill those numbers in, you submit. Now I'm going to go to this troop. And I want some cookies, so let's see, I want some trefoils. So I see here that there are 2 trefoils available from somebody. So I click on this arrow and it tells me that this troop has those 2 trefoils, and it gives my email address. Well, that person's email address. So now I, as the leader of troop, what troop am I in? 44999, can email the leader of troop 49999 and ask her for those 2 boxes of trefoils. And I want some tag-alongs too. Who has them? Oh, it's the same troop. So I'm going to tell her I want her 2 tag-alongs. Okay? So now this is the troop that's giving those cookies away. So she's taking 2 of my trefoils, so I won't have any of them left. So I have to change that number. And she's taking both of my tag-alongs, so I'm going to change that number, and I'm going to submit again. So now what I have available has been updated. Now, I want to transfer those cookies to the other troop. so that they'll be responsible to pay for them. So I'm the troop that's giving the cookies away. I go to the transaction screen. I add a transaction. This is just like ordering cookies from a cupboard. I'm going to put in a pickup, so we're going to do this exchange tomorrow. Oh, well, yes, they're blank. Okay. And I'm going to transfer to a troop. So now I put the troop that's getting the product in here, and that troop number was 44999. I'm removing product from my troop, and they're taking 2 cases of trefoils and 2 cases of tagalongs. So I'm going to click OK and save. Now if I go into that troop, I'm going to see these cookies are going to be in their transaction screen, and there they are. Okay. The transfer is in cases, not boxes. Okay.
Okay, so I just want to point out that there are directions to do all of these things in your Troop Cookie book, and it's toward the back of the book, pages 14, 15, and 16 give you specific information on how to do some of these things. Someone's asking if there's a deadline to do cookie exchange. It just has to be done before the end of the sale.
Right. Okay, here's the next screen. So even though you've submitted your troop's initial order, the cookie sale's not over yet. The cookie sale goes on really until May 17th, which is the day that the cupboards close. It's the last day that the cupboards are open. So all of you should have gotten a goal-getter order card for each of your girls. The ones that we have are black and white. They're not pretty like this one. They're black and white cards, but otherwise they look just like this. So this is for your girls to continue to take orders. So maybe they missed Mr. Smith down the street, or maybe they never got a hold of Uncle Joe, or maybe they take this card with them when they go and deliver cookies. So if a customer says, oh, I wish I had ordered 4 tagalongs instead of 2, they can take an order for those 2 boxes of tagalongs and bring it back to the troop. As a troop leader or a troop cookie chair, and you need to work out who's going to do this, you should probably collect these cards every week, every 2 weeks, something like that. You can coordinate it with your troop meetings, and then add them together and put in an order to a cupboard. You can order in boxes, so you don't have to take anything more than what you've already got on these order cards, and pick up the cookies at a cupboard, give them back to the girls who need them so they can deliver them and collect the money. The online orders, the digital cookie orders for in-person delivery, that will come in there between now and May 1st, you would handle in the same manner. So you would go to a cupboard to pick those cookies up and then give them back to the girls. If you're going to get goal-getter cookies anyway, they're basically a goal-getter order, except that they've been paid for online with a credit card. If you're not going to the cupboard, if you find that this becomes like too many trips for you, parents can come and pick up those cookies for their in-person orders. They do need to bring us a copy of the order, because we need to verify that these cookies are paid for so that we don't charge your troop for them, because you don't want to pay for them twice. But the parent can come and pick them up. They don't have to make an appointment ahead of time, but they do need to bring a copy of the order with them. It can be a printout from the digital cookie site. That would be fine. We just need to know that they weren't included in the initial order and that they are truly an order from Digital Cookie. Let's see. Anything else on that?
I don't see any questions. And I think this might, go ahead, Liz.
Yeah, I think I've answered everything that's on the question box.
Great. I would like to mention, for those of you that don't know, that we also offer every few weeks what we call a cookie lunch and learn. We had one yesterday from 12 to 1, and it's basically the same as a webinar. There's a link on our website for the next one. I think it's up there already, which will be on March 25th, right?
Yes, at noon.
At noon. And we will have that on the website. We will send it out through eBuddy, and it will be in Headlines and Happenings on the Friday before. So I guess that's the 22nd. So you'll be able to click on that link to join that webinar. If you can't do it for a whole hour, you can just do it for part of the time. We usually start off with a couple screens of information that we feel is timely and appropriate at that time. And then it's open to questions on anything that's cookie related. So keep those in mind. We've had some really good attendance on them. We've had some really good questions and answers, and I think people have learned a lot just from other people's questions. So I think it's a good thing for you to participate in if you can. And there we go. So, parting words. I'd like to thank you all for being here, for helping the girls in your troops to continue on with this wonderful Girl Scout cookie tradition. Marianne, any parting words from you?
No, I just am amazed at how excited people were about Digital Cookie. They really got into it this year. So congratulations to everyone on that. And thank you for attending tonight.
And Liz, anything from you?
Nope, just thanks for joining us. Good luck with inputting the orders, and if you have any questions, give us a call.
Yes, definitely. Contact us or contact customer care. They're a good source of help as well. So thank you very much. And I know what I wanted to say. This webinar has been recorded, and if technology works properly, it should be up on our website by late tomorrow or the next day. So if you need to go over anything, or if you meet any other leaders who seem confused, you might want to refer them to the website to listen to this webinar. I believe you can also fast forward, so if there's just certain parts that you want to go over, you can fast forward through the ones that you don't need. So thank you, and good night.